Like Pacific Life, I think I've heard of.
That's actually one of my favorite companies. I'm a USC grad, and every Saturday I have to have my fix of college football, Trojan football specifically. And they are one of the sponsors for college athletics. The other one you might recognize is the Nationwide. They have a jingle everybody seems to know, but I'm not one of those. Won't get me to sing it. And Voya is the commercial that you might see where they have the bunnies that are origami and squirrels that are orange. They're saving for retirement. Some of the products we work with are listed right here. Several different types of insurance, IULs, annuities, retirement planners, and college savings. Would you agree that we have a diverse portfolio of services that we provide families and individuals?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine 77 plus companies that each have their own 100 products in different areas, and we have access to those. That's the advantage of working with us. Let's take a peek at the situation of most households. Next slide, please. Most families these days are living with too much debt and not enough insurance protection. Have little to no savings and do not have a clear understanding of how much savings is enough for them. Some do not make enough money and are not sure how to fix the problem. The result of this is living with little to no peace of mind. They're always worried, stress and frustration because they can't get ahead, and just a negative impact on the entire family. True financial independence means to save more and spend less. There's something, a term called muscle memory. Are you familiar with it, Margie?
No.
It means to do something automatically without thinking about it. It's more of a reaction. I'm a dancer, and I was taking ballroom dance lessons before COVID. What muscle memory means to me is to learn the basic steps before layering on new combinations. In finances, it means to pay yourself first. It's an easy concept to understand, but difficult to put into practice. But it is the basis for your financial security. The other items on this list say live within one's means, protect loved ones should the worst case scenario occur. That one refers to insurance, different types like life insurance or disability insurance. Excuse me. The other one is systematically reduce and eliminate your debt. You need to have sufficient funds to cover expenses for 6 months to a year. Margie, do you think you have enough of those funds?
No.
I believe that most families are in the same situation you are. It's difficult to save. So our strategy is to build long-term savings that will protect you and your family for life. The end result is you'll have peace of mind and enjoy your life more. The basic financial concepts presented here are actually pretty simple, but very few people have heard of it. Have you heard of the rule of 72?
No.
I hadn't either until I started working with WFG. It tells us that if you divide the rate of interest that you're receiving on, say, a savings account and you divide that by 72, it'll tell you how long it will take for that money to double. In this example, the Rule 72 tells us that an investment of $10,000 at a rate of return of 8% should double approximately every 9 years. So that represents $10,000 in 29 years when you begin. When you're age 38, you'll double to $20,000. When you're age 47, you'll have $47,000, $40,000. At 56, you'll have $80,000, and at age 65, you'll have $160,000. My question to you, though, is what kind of rate of return are you receiving now on your savings?
Not 8%.
Correct. Most people are earning 1% or less on their savings account, which means that if you take the 1 by the 72, it'll take 72 years for it to double to $20,000. Do you have that kind of time?
No.
Would you like to know where you can get that 8% rate of return?
Yeah.
Yes, we have instruments in savings that will help you get there. And do you think $160,000 is enough to retire on today?
No.
No, huh? Next slide, please. This one is about the power of time. Money has time value, and here's an example of that. Time can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. This example of the chart is about two guys who decided that, yes, they wanted to open a savings account, and they decided that each of them were going to put in 2,500 every year until age 65. And the account they were going to put it in is going to earn 10% every year. First person, we'll call him Alan for person A. He starts investing at the age of 30. By age 65, he has invested $87,500. His total accumulation at age 65 is $677,560, which is a pretty good tidy sum. Person B, we'll call him Bob, starts investing at age 35. Now, that's only a 5-year difference. By the time he reaches age 65, he has invested $75,000. Not a bad sum. And his total accumulation with interest at age 65 is $41,011 and change. Now, what's the difference between starting early and starting late? The 5 years has cost Bob, to begin with, $4,500 that he did not save. And at the end of 65 years, Bob has earned $2,666 and $326 less. That's a chunk of money because Bob procrastinated. Don't let that happen to you. Start saving early. The next item on this page has to do with the impact of taxes on our savings. The first bucket, that's all purple, is taxable accounts, savings accounts, certificates of deposits. You put your money into these accounts, you are taxed. The money you're putting into the account is already taxed, and it grows. But unfortunately, every year you get a 1099, which is also taxed. And when you take the money out, it's also taxed. So, too much taxing and not enough savings. In the tax deferred account, you put in your money and it grows. The types of accounts here are 401ks, IRAs, fixed annuities, and savings funds. The gray says that that's the money you've been putting in. However, these accounts have penalties if you take the money out at the wrong time, and they have limitations as to how much you can put into the accounts. But worst of all, when you take the money out, you have a chunk of money that's going to get taxed. And Margie, do you think that taxes are going to go up or down?
Oh, I'm sure they're going to go up.
Right. So the longer you wait, the higher your tax rate. In the tax advantage bucket, you put your money in and it's already been taxed once. So now the money grows and grows and grows. And when you decide to withdraw your funds, the cash accumulation has grown, but you don't get taxed at the end. I think that's a good deal. Which account would you rather have, Margie?
I think those bucket 3 sound pretty good.
Don't they? We have products that we can get you into that will get you that tax advantage. Doesn't that sound great?
Yeah.
Next slide, please. One thing that we offer our clients, again, it's free, is what we call the financial needs analysis. And these are the 6 steps we take to get there. The first one is cash flow. Everyone knows how much money they earn, but few realize just where it goes at the end of the month. We need to have a budget. We need to understand our cash flow so we can channel cash properly to increase savings. Debt management. If people are struggling with too much debt, how do we put together the right strategies to make them debt-free? Emergency fund. The average family should have at least 6 months of income stashed away in case of an emergency. The more, the better. How many people do you think have that, Margie?
Not enough.
Not enough. One thing COVID-19 has shown us is that too many families have adequate savings to get through a long-term emergency. Too many are living paycheck to paycheck. Our job is to find ways to help them create an emergency fund. Proper protection. It's essential we do 2 things here. We want to protect our money and we want to protect our family. In the worst case scenario, we want our assets to go to our beneficiary. That's where life insurance and those type of accounts come into play. Build wealth. How do we make sure we outpace inflation? How do we make sure we get the best tax advantage we can? How do we make sure that when somebody decides to retire, they actually can and not live in fear of outliving the money? How do we get to a position where we don't have to worry about that and will give us the confidence to live free? Preserve wealth. It's done through estate planning. Even though we are not attorneys, we have resources to build a living trust to make sure we protect our assets and to make sure that our beneficiaries receive our funds without going to probate in California. Margie, do you think we can create a workable savings plan that you can stick to?
No, I don't.
You don't. Why is that?
It's just never been a focus.
What would make it a focus? Do you have goals, something you want to buy, a house, a car, a vacation, just savings in general?
Yeah, sure, there are things I want to achieve, that's for sure.
Right. So workable savings plans will help you do that. What goals can you set? How much do you need to reach these goals?
I don't know.
How much insurance do you think you need? What type of insurance should you consider? So many options there. If we can help you by using the principles or a financial needs analysis and offer suitable solutions for you and your family, would you be willing to work with us?
Sure.
Great. If you're pleased with the experience so far, please let us know. Would you be willing to refer friends or families to us so we can share this information with them?
I don't know. I think I would need to see it myself first.
Okay, fair enough. Next slide.
That's it.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear, I must have skipped a lot of stuff. Um, Remember in the beginning, I asked you to think of recommending someone who could be interested in helping expand your office?
Uh-huh.
One of the good things is that they don't need financial experience, just a willingness to learn. We have an excellent in-house training program that is both supportive and challenging in a good way. Maybe you know someone that loves their career or is looking for extra income. I don't know how familiar you are with the financial industry right now, but it represents 7.4% or 1 trillion of the US gross domestic product. We have seen an increase of business growth of 7.34% even while in the pandemic. Interestingly enough, a unique group of people known as baby boomers is spearheading that growth. Have you heard that you know who baby boomers are?
Yeah.
Right. They are the ones that were born between 1946 and 1964. There's approximately 76 million of us getting ready to retire. Generation X was born between 1965 to 1980. Their population is approximately 65.2 million. Millennials were born between 1977 to 1994. All three generations have one thing in common, that they are worried about money. Baby boomers worry about whether they have enough money to retire properly. Generation X is worried about whether Social Security will be there for them or not. Millennials are concerned about student debt. Can they pay it off fast enough? Can they find a career to build wealth? For the first time in our industry, the largest group of people with the most amount of significant money has converged. The question in all this is, what's the problem? The problem is there are not enough financial advisors to go around to help families. There is a good deal of people earning good incomes, but they don't know what to do with their money. They say in the next 5 to 10 years, 30% of advisors will retire. By 2020, by 2022, there's going to be a need for 200,000 new advisors just to replace the ones that are retiring. As you can see, we need help. We need lots of help. We bring people in with different backgrounds and give them the support and skill that they need to grow and succeed. We're looking for people who are willing to make extra income in a new industry. Does this sound like you, Margie? Could you see yourself doing this?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's exciting to know. You might know someone else that is looking for a change?
I think I do know some people that are looking to make some additional money.
Oh, that's great. would you like to set up a time for financial analysis to see how we can help you?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Good to hear. Is the middle of the week better for you or the weekends?
Probably the weekend.
The weekend? Which day do you prefer?
Saturdays are best.
Is Saturday afternoon at 2 a good time?
Yeah, that is actually a good time.
Oh, great. I'll pencil you in and I'll double check with you later on. Do you have those referrals first? Do you have jotted down those names?
Yeah, I can get you some names.
Great. We have what we call a corporate overview. They are presented 3 times a week, Tuesday and Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Would you be interested in watching one of those?
Yeah, I think, Saturdays probably is a good day for me.
Oh, okay. I'll sign you up and send you the link and the accompanying information.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm done.
Drop the mic. I'm done. I don't know how to turn it off. Stop